Give!
Give! Give him a give!
On February 19th, 1974, cameras rolled on the filming of Young Frankenstein. Most of the shoot would take place inside the eerily cavernous Frankenstein castle, created at 20th Century Fox by designer Dale Hennessy.
What knockers!
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
My God, when I walked into that giant hall with a fireplace, all of stone, it was immense.
Follow me, please.
Mel Brooks and cinematographer Gerald Hirschfeld carefully crafted each shot to capture the shadowy mood of the Frankenstein classics of the 1930s.
Don't be frightened, dear. Just a rat. A filthy, slimy rat.
I said to him, Jerry, get rid of the tracks. And no zoom lens. He said, are you crazy? We'll be shooting forever. He said, besides, when we track, it's going to be bumpy. I said, yeah, I want it. I want it bumpy because that's the way it was in the original James Whale movies.
I ain't got nobody, and nobody cares for me.
But despite Hirschfeld's stylish work, Brooks and his cameraman fought one major battle over the first days of photography.
He said, well, we don't like that at all. We want to satirize the look. I said, well, nobody ever told me that. And fortunately, Gene was there. He said, Mel, you know, he's right. I said, I'll try several things tonight, a little different. I used more accentuated backlights and cross lights. The next day at the dailies, they said, oh, that's more like it. 3 weeks later, Mel puts his arm around my shoulder as we're walking. He says, you know, I'm glad I didn't fire you back 3 weeks ago. And I felt like telling him, you're lucky I didn't quit 3 weeks ago.
Throw the third switch! Not the third switch! Throw it again!
To recreate one of the original film's most famous scenes, Brooks used the actual props from the 1931 Boris Karloff classic, loaned and supervised by their creator, Kenneth Strickfaden.
Here were all these wonderful electrostatic machines that they had where the sparks would climb up and they'd spurt sparks. Mel was ecstatic. People ask me, how did I make that head glow? They made up a plastic head of Peter Boyle as the monster, hollow. And I had a 60-watt bulb in the middle of it. So as he was coming to life, the electrician would crank up the bulb and the head pulsed.
Drop it!
In bringing Young Frankenstein to life, Mel Brooks faced another daily challenge. As seen in these on-set outtakes, shot after shot was ruined by laughter from cast and crew.
Is that it? Oh, Gene, don't laugh.
I could have killed Gene, who's just darling, but I could have killed him because every time I would turn with the candles.
Stay close to the candles. The staircase can be treacherous.
All I do was turn around with the candelabra and he would start laughing. I mean, he couldn't help it. His face would break into two pieces. He just helpless.
I just let them go. I let them laugh. I let them be crazy. They were like crazy kids, you know.
It was the funniest set I've ever been to. I had to leave the set. Mel came to me one day and said, Michael, you have to stop laughing.
Let me smell your breath. Hand me that candle, will you?
I walked on the set and ruined an entire setup. I hadn't seen that, and I walked in and suddenly it put the candle back.
Put the candle back.
I just dropped to the floor laughing and had no idea that I had to set it all up again. Poor things.
Now listen to me very carefully.
When Madeline Kahn first come to the castle, and Igor opens the door, and Gene broke up.
Igor, would you help me with these bags?
Certainly. You take the blonde one, and I'll take the one with the turban.
Oh.
I didn't know he was going to say turban, so I went. I killed that take.
Stop that!
Good.
Nobody knew he was going to attack this fur piece around her neck.
It took, I would say, conservatively, 8 or 9 takes, because every time he bit the fur, there was always fur left in his mouth. And we couldn't not laugh.
Stop that! Master.
I tried hard not to laugh.
May I go in?